the Avalanche, and he's gonna die here if this last decay hits him. And there it is. RMN collects a second kill for Nigma in this laning phase.
Yeah, 2-0 so far. I mean, these lanes I wouldn't say are necessarily supposed to go like this. They're about even. There's different timings you can have for either lane. Oh my God, that's
Jesus.
He's going for a play. He's doing it with a shell on him. Like every single time we look at this little rock, he's got a shell on him.
Yeah. And we've seen so often like these tinies with Grimstrokes or like so many heroes basically. It's like you add a little bit of a nuke on top of that and it almost guarantees you're going to get a kill.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get your combo off, they're going to pull him back in with the Aether Remnant, see if they can blow him up before he gets off the Supernova. He does manage to do so, but the Egg's going to die really quickly, and now Taiga is probably going to die as well. Nice tie spout. Weehaw.
I think Void Spirit doesn't really care that much about the Blade Mail.
Yeah.
Just too mobile, too tanky.
Taiga now has his Blink Dagger. He took the time to be able to farm it up, and they're going to go for the fast kill on a Mind Control. But Mind Control with a pipe up and a Soul Rift, he heals up so much. They do manage to get the Supernova off. The Ult Scepter buying Quidfall a little bit of time. The Egg protecting him. They deal with the Tombstone, but Weehaw comes in looking for the execution on a Quidfall here. But he stays alive, staying away. Dagger coming in, dissimulate. No, he doesn't actually get hit by it. Weehaw trying to finish him. The Ult Scepter, their toss up in the air, does manage to finally get the Zeus there from GH, but it's still a 1-for-1 trade-off. Nigma pushing forward, looking to catch some of these heroes, slow them down. Phoenix will eventually get out here. With Mickey, he's pretty healthy. A nice toss. Avalanche combo there from Taiga. Mickey, though, getting so aggressive. I think he thought he could just 1v4 pretty easily. That may not be the case. He has the Sunrise on top of him. That's healing him up a lot, but it's not quite enough. The vacuum comes in, grabbing a number of heroes with the Fire Spirits on him. The Avalanche toss kills Miracle, almost takes down GH as well. Taiga deals the finishing blow there. Tier 2, right? Those are massive.
Yeah.
Taiga makes the jump in with the follow-up. Nimbus trying to blow up Mind Control real quick, but once again, his sustained build allows him to be able to tank through this burst damage pretty quickly. Insania has to get out. Weehaw gonna be able to chase him down. Gets one silence on top of it. Insania gonna pop the Supernova right as he throws the Fire Spirits out. RMN has been pulled back into his doom, but Nigma say, we forced a lot out of them. Let's just call it here, reset real quickly. They're gonna lose their Tempest double. That'll be a little extra gold for Taiga, but other than that, I mean, a Supernova for an Undying, I don't think Liquid's unhappy with that either. Oh, they're actually going to go back in. They managed to catch Taiga. That is a really big upgrade, but the Sunray's healing him. Finally, he does go down. The damage coming in from Miracle with the Mjolnir. He's doing a lot. Mickey's going to try and get on top, and there goes that BKB. Mickey has to instantly reset here. Taiga buys back. He's here in the fight, but they have to wait out that BKB. Boxy trying to get out of the Blood Right, does manage to do so, while Taiga looks for the entry back in, catches up to him. There, Weehaw gets got inside the Nimbus by Taiga. Now they're going to be able to stop Miracle's TP as well. Quidfall looking to be able to chase him down, pull him back in with a vacuum. Mickey running down all these heroes in Mind Control. One of the last cores left alive with Weehaw buying back in. They've got two alive in this fight. Can they actually close it out? They're going to get on top of Koifa here. Koifa dancing away behind this tree. It's going to be run down. Blood Right dodges that. Where's the refs? Where are they? They're trying to chase down the rest of the supports right now while Koifa's calling for help. He's like, please, anybody save me. But they're not here. The rest of Liquid don't show up. They play around this Nimbus, and now a very fast Mind Control is looking for some extra kills. Fortunately, Taiga's able to blink himself away. But all of these heroes are low. Mind Control certainly can catch. Oh, God, he got fooled. Boxy playing inside of the easy camp, lured him into a vacuum. He's now stuck up on the high ground. That was supposed to be all their chase. Now Taiga, oh, they just got him. That's a die back there. Weehaw's dead. Mind Control's still stuck up in the cliff, so he has to actually TP back to the mid-tier 1 tower, but the supports, they're a little far out here, and Mickey, he's feeling good after that Sunray heal for the Blood Right. It does a lot of damage. Quickly mantas up and goes back in with the Avalanche. Stun onto 2, a toss up in the air. Mind Control solo, vacuum him back in, but the Soul Rip managed to keep him alive. RMN will back out as well. The Supernova explodes, and Liquid call quits. They say, that's it, we're good, we're gonna reset a little bit here. That fight was perfectly fine for us.
Fortunately, Koikva.
I mean, those 2 Supernovas in that fight, by the way.
That was a long one. That
was a long one, but it means that he doesn't have the Supernova here. He tries to jump in and steal away the Aegis. He doesn't get it, and GH actually snatches him before he can get back up to the high ground. So Insania gonna be slowed down and eventually killed here. You can see Weehaw lurking around the sides here, trying to collect any extra kills of Liquid members nearby. They are not, though. Liquid, they are more than content, I think, to just find some opportunities to farm where they can.
It is a solid timing, though, now, because it's not just the BKB on the Arc Warden. Now we have to worry about this Aegis as well. Like,
yep.
You need to, if you can, just hold out for as long as possible, not engage, try to split push, which it looks like that's what they're doing. They're playing in the enemy jungle.
What do you do about the Spectre, though? If he gets Scotty, it means he gets on top of Miracle, and he never lets go because you have a Scotty against a range hero.
This is true. It's a real problem. Once again, it falls to the Nigma supports to peel for the Arc Warden, and it falls to the Liquid supports. Who am I kidding? It falls to everybody to peel for the Zeus and the Arc Warden.
Yeah.
That's just,
they got to throw their lives.
That's just Dota.
Wherever they can. Taiga is one of them that cannot afford going down right now because that is a dieback. So 70 seconds with an Aegis on top of that. Nigma, yeah, I wasn't going to say go high ground before, but now it's a very real possibility. One of the most dangerous situations was getting tossed back into the base, and that's no longer a problem for a minute.
Taiga's been so crucial in these fights, too. You cannot lose him, but they do have a Zeus. This is one of the best heroes at holding high ground, especially with that Aghanim Scepter. That's going to make it very difficult.
They can deal with the Tempest double. Normally, the bubble protects you really well, but Mickey is so statted up right now. He can play frontline pretty well, and then the Zeus pumps out so much damage through the bubble that there's just not a whole lot of reliable chip damage here for Nigma. So yeah, even with the tiny down, they're going to have to back up, just control bounty runes, which is still really good.
In general, this is exactly how they have to play this. I think you could very easily have had this game just be lost immediately there with the BKB coming out and then everybody coming back alive on Nigma.
Taiga with the spider legs gets himself up here on the high ground. He has a lot of vision of Nigma here. I think they also know the BKB is still on cooldown for a little bit. There goes Taiga, makes his initiation. Pulling back in there too. They do have to actually stolen wall there from Mickey. That actually cost him a lot, and he actually goes down. He doesn't have buyback either with Boxy taking so much damage as well. If they get a secondary core, this could easily be Nigma pushing high ground and taking at least the lane of barracks. Boxy, eventually that rupture does wear out and they back away. But Miracle, it's time to lay some damage out into these tier 3s. See how quickly they can take this lane of barracks. The backdoor protection will save them a moment or two, but the creep wave's coming.
Once again, there's this question that, you know, anytime there's a Zeus, it's like, can you go high ground, even with the Spectre dead? Like, you almost have to kill the Zeus. I mean, it looks like they're going to get the tier 3 at least.
Yeah, they're pushing back a lot of these. Like, it's not easy to get close to this. As you can see, Boxy's just going to tank out some of the Spark Race to open it up for Taiga and for Koifa to be able to get close. They're going to pull back in, see if they can finish off this Tempest double, and they do.
The double siege creep definitely helps out there. I think if that wasn't a double siege timing, you might see something totally different. We have the backdoor kick in.
They're going to pop the glyph, but they still have 20 seconds on the Spectre. I think Nigma, at this point, you commit. Or maybe even better if you could see the opportunity to initiate. But no, just a full lane of barracks. I'm going to be very happy with that. They're going to back away before Liquid can catch them at all. Very nice.
Clean, man. I mean, this all just goes back to the stolen wall. The way that he used the vector targeting to put it in the direct path that Spectre would need to go to get back to her team.
They tried to catch Weehan. It looks like Duke managed to get him with the toss Nimbus, and then the lightning bolt comes in from Koifa and produces a corpse. Weeha does have buyback here. Liquid, surge up on Taiga. They immediately pop the ultimate. They're trying to get on top of Miracle. Miracle pops the BKB to defend himself, and Liquid do disengage, especially with Mickey on top of that wall of replica again. He has to back out, play underneath the Supernova, deal with the Tombstone, deal with the mess that is coming out here from Nigma. Weeha did not panic. He did not buy back here. They have the repair kit as well, but Taiga does go in. Heads the avalanche combination. They finish off the courier there of RMN, but they don't get a hero.
I don't think I've ever seen a tier 1 repair kitted. Usually they're all gone by the time you get a repair kit.
And this is a serious problem. I don't think Liquid can take this tower at all.
This is what you usually see on the high ground, is the repair kit and then the Arc Warden bubbles. This is going to make the next Roche so difficult to fight for Liquid.
Yeah, that is unfair. That is just wrong.
That is mean. Just relax, dude.
And Mickey. Oh, there's so much stuff. The Spark Racer everywhere. Miracle's Tempest double is very quickly doing so much damage. Looks like they tried to wrap into the side, but Weeha spotted them, and he put an end to all of that. Boxy goes down, and Taiga at half health has to use the Spider Legs to retreat. A 4 versus 5 now. Nigma continuing to keep their foot on the throat of Liquid. pushing this high ground, chipping away at this tier 3. Another 400 health for the Bloodseeker, by the way, so he's down at 3,600. Jump in from Insania. Taiga's gonna follow that up. They try and blow up Weehaw real quickly. In and out, disengage. Insania going in with the Sunray here. You'll Scepter up in the air. Nimbus trying to stop him. Thinks he is gonna be silenced up, and he will not be able to get off the egg. Mickey has committed himself in here, trying to go for Mind Control, but again, Mind Control super tanky. Back up at the high ground he goes, using the dagger, but he's still gonna be hit by that Blood Right. Still taking a lot of damage. Now they've lost the Zeus. That's gonna be another buyback. In fact, Mickey may still die. The Spark Race a little bit shallow there, are unable to catch him, but still. Nigma, they lost very little in that team fight. They still have that Aegis. They still have that cheese, I think. Wait, that's a dieback.
Why was he there?
He was so far forward. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, man. I mean, it's probably over either way, but it's really over without the Zeus. There's no way you can hold this. This is Megas. They might even just go straight throne.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing here.
Just
playing around the bubble, laying into these tier 4s. There's so much sustain. Taiga's gonna make his initiation. God, he just goes in and almost immediately takes so much. Supernova goes out. Dealing dealt with the vacuum backing is not enough of disable. The Supernova egg does explode. Nigma and all of the Miracle Illusions that they're everywhere here are dealing damage out to Mickey, and Mickey has gotten a couple of kills, but again, Nigma had all those buybacks to work with, and Liquid just does not have as many. They're gonna buy back now on the Spectre and Taiga. See if they can go back in one more time, deal with Miracle and that Aegis, but it's gonna cost Taiga potentially his dieback here as he's pulled back in into the Aether Remnant quickly. Lotus Orbed up. That's going to be able to bail him out, and back in the fountain he goes, continuing this fight. 3 versus 5, and Mickey, oh, what a vacuum, trying to save Mickey, no! He gets popped there by the Fate Bolt of GH, and that is just it. They've lost their carry, and Liquid will lose the first game of this best of 3.
At the moment the Spectre dies, they just immediately call GG despite having a couple of heroes that could be alive there, you know.
Yep.
But man, yeah, that was just really that bottom lane engagement. Like that was really I wasn't.
We even laughed.
I didn't laugh.
He does have the magic immunity and heal to stay alive. Taiga's going to have to be Icarus diving away here. The combination used on to Weehaw, still staying alive. The Fortune's end, a little bit more. The Purifying Flames, and a hit from Mickey gets Weehaw killed again.
So I know Weehaw's dead. Oh, okay. Can he? I don't know if a level 6 Shrek is too much of a threat.
Mickey's on hunt. He's going to come in and toss up in the air. Boxy eventually will follow it up with the lightning to slow him down. And Mind Control's dead as well. Liquid just moving a bunch of members around the map. That's 4 heroes top at some point.
So really great response from Liquid there. I was going to say
GH and RMN, they both have the read. They know where the game's going to be coming from, but they may not have expected this much of a rotation. Supernova right out, middle of the tier 1 tower, but the heroes are getting on top of the egg. The egg is certainly going to die here with a beautiful stomp out that controls up everybody on the side of Liquid and allows them to be able to run them down each one by one. Boxy will be the last one to die here with a false promise, and he's just putting out damage. But in the end, it was RMN for 5 on the side of Liquid. It honestly could not have gotten prettier.
That Echo Stomp during the egg.
Good.
Like that let them kill the egg, number 1. And then number 2, that sets up for this beautiful like 4-man astral step into the AoE nuke. Like it's just too much.
Yep.
It's way too much to connect on 5 heroes. I think it was 4 heroes. I think somebody died very early.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Still though, what a team fight. You can't. It feels wrong to go on Avenge like that. You know, it's like she's going to swap somebody out anyway. Like this is. I mean, I suppose that's why you go on her because she's the safe hero. So I feel like you kind of have to, but you almost want to get somebody else and toss them into the Venge, or jump the back lines, disable the Venge, and then kill somebody else.
Weehaw was certainly having a bit of a chuckle after that team fight. If you saw his webcam, he was having a good time. And I'm sure Nigma as a whole are having a good time because the score may be 8-8 at 15 minutes, but Nigma, there's no doubt about it that they are certainly winning this game. Having a huge lead, 9,000 net worth. Koifa trying to run down some heroes right now. I think Liquid, they just need to be able to force some fights and actually win some fights, but Taiga's already dead, and now the combo going out. Mind Control, he's been picked off. Mickey was able to burst him down, but now they have to all flood him through. The Wrath of Nature comes through and obliterates Insania. The rest of Liquid on the run right now is Nigma just forming up as a ball.
Just take over the triangle.
take over the triangle, maybe take some objectives. Mickey's gonna pop out. Can they kill Weehaw? Nope, nope, nope. Mickey decided against that play. Ash'll step. Aether Remnant doesn't actually grab him here. Toss back, or toss just straight up, rather. Mickey's more focused on just getting out of that dangerous predicament that he was just in rather than trying to be offensive. Smoke up after they take the tier 1 tower. The rest of the team sweeping back into that triangle where they have this nice aggressive ward. So they've already spotted Koifa, and they've chosen him as the next victim. A long-range combination, magic missile, Aether Remnant into the ultimate of GH. Mickey goes to the toss back into the stun from Boxy. Okay, that's a decent amount of damage, but RMN, he just swapped him into the high ground here. Now Liquid have focused all their damage on a hero they couldn't kill. He gets off the stone gaze. Boxy turns around with a false promise once again, putting out what damage he can before he dies. It looks like they might be able to get the support. The Supernova stun goes down. Weehaw takes a decent amount of damage, but you could see the power of the pipe. They just don't take enough damage to die. Weehaw is still up through all of this. The Fire Spirits hit him one more time, but he will stay up.
Amazing swap from Armen, just positioning on that high ground, expecting. Okay, I don't know if he was there because he was warding the high ground or like whatever he
Maybe
was
he was
doing.
looking for an offensive swap or something.
But it happened to be the perfect place to put the perfect hero, maybe minus a Terrorblade or like a Drow, you could argue is better than a Medusa, but you pull her up to that high ground. She's happy. Yeah, mind control is just a core in this game, man.
Yeah.
It's cool that Nigma can pull this off, though. I'd love to see teams pull this off. Liquid, of course, another team we've seen do this kind of role swapping, job swapping thing.
You're just talking about the fluidity between roles where it's like, we trust everybody to have the best game, basically.
Right. It's like Miracle, you can throw him on an Ember Spirit, it'll be fine. He'll play a Playmaker. He'll play a completely hard carry like this. You can have Weehaw playing that jump hero. You can have him playing a late game here. You can have him playing the offlaner, which is essentially what he is in this game.
And that was a slight criticism of Nigma in the past, was it felt like they were a bit more one-dimensional in that regard, and that Weehaw was always playing the space creators, and Miracle was always playing the hard carries, and Mind Control was always playing some sort of initiator.
Which is, you know, relatively similar to this draft, but we're seeing at least a bit of fluidity.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. It's not something completely crazy. Like I think the Liquid fluidity that they have between their 3 and their 4 is, I mean, once again, it's just one of these things you don't see ever.
You know, we're saying that word a lot, and I really hope it is a word now.
I really do hope so.
Orchid stops Mickey from getting a combo into the Nature's Prophet. I think he thought to himself he had to get some physical damage in first. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to burst him down. The stomp prevents the Icarus dive out. Taiga's been caught. Insania, once again, this Wrath of Nature proves to be his bane. They may be able to take down Weehaw. Okay, that's a pipe carrier as well, but unfortunately, they've lost Koifa. There goes that exorcism, and Miracle's a god. At least that's what the game believes, because he is godlike right now. Avalanche to be able to stop the stomp. Mickey, though, cannot get far enough away as he's been hit by the Scotty. And eventually Mind Control will catch him. This is a very, very rough game. It felt like game 1 there were possibilities of Liquid being able to pull out the W, but here it's been a merciless affair as Nigma. Well, the only mercy they had is that, well, Mickey slipped through their fingers. Boxy is going to be run down by RMN, so that's something.
Unfortunately, you do kill the guy that just respawns immediately after you kill him as an illusion.
Yep.
And he is the coach, so this is great. He can just sit there, not press any spells, and tell his team what to do. Very convenient. You know, I gotta say, I get why Nigma gave GH all of the farm and space on the map. Well, maybe it wasn't that much space. I mean, he was taking the aggressive farm. I don't think he dies. He's too tanky.
He is far too tanky.
We didn't even pop pipe. He's still got the pipe.
They are going to be able to get the Fortune's End on him. Boxy with the haste rune. Toss him onto Weehaw, see if they can get the Yule Scepter up on him into the stun, but the Aether Remnant pull into the stomp again, and now they're all going to get snapped back with the Orchid into the back line, so the Oracle can't even get the false promise off. Nigma have all the answers, man. They've got all the answers, no matter what the move is from Liquid. Nigma is there with the counterpunch.
All right, that leads me back into what I was saying about GH. I totally understand why they gave him all of the space.
Yeah.
Because with that max Echo Stomp and with the drums, the ability to position the Spirit, like he is setting up the nicest stomps in these fights. And I keep hearing Fog backstage say like, oh, this guy doesn't know how to play Elder Titan. He's a big Elder Titan player, you know, like, so he's always so critical. It's like if somebody picks Pudge, I gotta be super critical backstage about it. And I think I get it now. Like, this looks like a totally different Elder Titan performance compared to what we see from a lot of ETs. Like, he's running in and manning up, but he's ravaging people, man. Like, he's putting on choke points, he's hitting 5-man stomps, he's hitting the right heroes in the back line.
Yeah, that
it's beautiful.
Just destroying. Nice toss back. He tried to go for the Manta dodge there. Instead, the real hero is put into the tier 4. So with the Supernova out, Miracle has to commit to be able to killing the egg. The old Scepter looks to be able to stop things, but the egg still dies as Weehaw was the one to be able to bring it down instead. Now Miracle turns and fights with the remnants of his last bit of mana here. Gets a decent amount back. Koifa healing up with the Essence Ring once again. Mickey trying to go in, see if he can get some more damage in. There is going to be the false promise on the Koifa here. Miracle is going to be caught out of mana at this point, almost finished up, but Weehaw, he zips on it with the Wrath of Nature on out, and Miracle surviving through it. I'll leave it. That last toss back was not enough. Just call it Liquid. It's over. They did everything they could, threw everything they had to kill Miracle once, and it still was not enough. A very clean and dominant victory from Nigma.